Hey, moms, when was the last time you got 7 hours of uninterrupted, restful, soul healing sleep? And I don't mean the kind that where you collapse at midnight and then you get up at 7 a.m. still feeling like you got hit by a truck. I mean real restorative sleep where your body actually recharges. Now, if you're like me and you're balancing everything from therapy appointments to picky eating phases to just trying to keep everybody in the house alive, then you may have forgotten what that kind of sleep even feels like. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking better sleep is already floating around inside of you? Today, we're diving into some surprising hormonal connections to your sleep struggles and how understanding your body could be the game changer that you've been waiting for. Now, you guys know I'm all about simple education and then providing you with solutions, because if we just provide you with education, then you wander around trying to figure out what to do with this information. And if I just provide you with solutions, then you don't understand why you need the solutions that we're talking about. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, if we have not met before, my name is Amy Miller. I am a wellness advocate. I'm a Buteyko restorative breathing clinician and nervous system retraining clinician, and I help moms of children with special needs return to joy by simplifying their lives so that they can spend time making memories with their family instead of worrying over all the things. And this is my family. We do all of these things using our signature 3 life essentials method via our breathing and our nervous system retraining systems. And this is our 7-week sleep series on Mondays to experience life more fully, more abundantly, and bonus if we can do them naturally, right? Now, I have a gift for those of you who are joining me live. Access to our Fullscript supplement dispensary at a 15% discount. Now, those of you who are familiar with Fullscript, you'll know that this is a valuable resource. Most times you get a 10% discount when you access that dispensary through either a naturopath or a nurse practitioner, things like that. So I'm going to be sharing about that in just a bit. And it's a tool that I use with our private Buteyko and our nervous system retraining clients. And so and if you would like access to the show notes from the wellness talk today, comment below with your email address and I will make sure that you get them. Okay. Now, we've been taught that sleep is somewhat of a luxury, but mama, I'm here to tell you sleep is a biological necessity. And many of you know that, but you might be thinking that you're getting enough sleep because the clock says that you slept 8 hours. But if your hormones are out of whack, that sleep may not be doing its job. Now, the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep, according to the National Sleep Foundation. Yes, even you, supermom. Now, not everyone needs that same amount, but we all need uninterrupted, REM-rich sleep to recharge and to rebalance so that we can do all the things for all the people each day. So I want you to try something with me. I want you to try a test. Okay, we're going to try something tonight together. So tonight, number 1, I want you to shut down all electronics an hour before bed. Number 2, I want you to lower the temp in your room. The ideal temperature is going to be around 68 degrees. Number 3, I want you to eat dinner early. And because if your body is still digesting food, it usually takes 3 or 4 hours to digest a meal, then it could cause you to struggle with sleep or even have issues like acid reflux. Then I want you to practice some Buteyko breathing slowly through your nose. Slow, light breaths through the nose will help that body slip into that state of relaxation. I want you to block out all the light in your room, even your alarm clock. And then turn off your alarm and see how long your body naturally sleeps. Now, if this sounds impossible, don't worry. You're not broken. It just means we may need to do some hormone fine tuning. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So in my formal life, many of you know I was a speech language pathologist, so I love a good science moment. So we're going to dive into this a little bit. But hormones, I want you to think of are like text messages that your body sends from one cell to another, telling your brain how to feel, when to eat, whether to rest, and yes, even when and how to sleep. So we're going to meet a few of our MVPs here. You've got estrogen in the orange there. You've got progesterone in the pink there, and then you've got testosterone in the yellow. Now, these are not just period hormones. If those of you who are cycling, they control energy, they control mood, cravings, sleep, everything. And the real magic happens when you're asleep. So we're going to talk more about some interesting things that happen in that luteal phase. You'll see there you have the first 2 weeks, you have what's called the follicular phase. Then you go into ovulation. And then the last phase is the luteal phase. Now, this is a generic, general guideline of a typical 28-day cycle. A normal cycle can range anywhere between 21 to 30 days. So yours may not be exactly these dates, but this is a general outline. And we're going to talk about, again, some more interesting things that happen in that luteal phase, which are the final 14 days before the cycle repeats. In a minute, and some things that you can do to help. Okay. Now, if you want a little bit deeper dive, you can join us on our free wellness talk, Hot Mess Hormones, on Tuesday, September 2nd. This one, we're not going to be talking just about sleep, but we are going to be diving a little bit deeper into these hormones. So what you can do to join me is just text the word hormones to 832-509-5093. I'll remind you about that again when we wrap up at the end of this, and I'll give you also a QR code that you can scan as well to just send me that text message. Okay. So let's talk about some of the hormones specific to sleep, and we're going to be talking about melatonin. Now, we think of this as your, quote, sleep hormone. It kicks in about 2 hours before you go to bed, but it only kicks in if you've had enough sunlight during the day and your screens are off at night. So I want you to think about that. And we're going to talk about some things that impact melatonin levels. Now, the biggest predictor of how much melatonin your body produces for sleep is how much sunlight you are exposed to during the day. I want you to think back on your last week and think about each day and how much actual sunlight your body was exposed to during the day. And not just your body, but your actual skin and your eyes, especially how much sunlight your eyes take in around sunrise. Another factor impacting your melatonin levels is a structured bedtime routine with a predictable schedule. For example, going to sleep at 10:30 p.m. and waking up at 6:30 every morning, even on the weekends. It will impact those melatonin levels. A third layer of impact on melatonin levels is electronic devices and any LED lights in your home. It tricks the brain into thinking that it's not nighttime. And so the melatonin levels don't increase like they should. So complete darkness is ideal, like no devices, complete darkness with light-colored sleep masks. And we talked about this last week too with blue light blocking glasses starting at sundown. Now, if you find that you miss this routine one day, you can also take a low dose melatonin supplement from our Fullscript dispensary to support your body's processes here. Now, you don't want to take this with birth control pills, so you want to make sure and read the labels before you begin, okay? Pro tip, go for a morning walk to jumpstart your melatonin production, and then protect that sleep at night with blue light blockers. Yes. So let's talk about estrogen. Now, estrogen levels drop right before your period. Did you know that? Hello, insomnia. Yes. That's why many women sometimes struggle with sleep the day before their period or their cycle begins again. And estrogen also helps your body use magnesium, which is essential for making melatonin. So less estrogen means less efficient magnesium metabolism. So again, if you need a good quality magnesium supplement to help with this, specifically magnesium glycinate, then you can also utilize that through our Fullscript dispensary. Okay, cortisol levels. Let's talk about that. Now, we think of this as our stress hormone, and it should go down at night. But if it's high when it shouldn't be, you'll feel wired but tired. And if you're always on alert for your child, yeah, that affects cortisol too. And chronic stress, hijacking that HPA axis, affects your ability to fall asleep and sink into that deep, restful REM sleep that you need to recharge and renew yourself. Now, we talk about this more in detail in last week's sleep talk on stress and anxiety impacting your sleep. So I'll mark that here and I'll put that below so that you can go back to that if you need more information there. So let's look at, this is kind of an example of what those, we've talked about melatonin and cortisol levels, those two hormones. You see that they act in opposition to each other. You see when one is going down, another one is going up. So what you see on the chart here, it starts with our dark blue on each side, which is our nighttime. And then we've got daytime there in the center in the yellow. And as you see, we've got our dark green there, which is the melatonin. Those melatonin levels should be increasing slowly throughout the night, and then decreasing throughout the day, and then cycle back again where they begin to increase at night. And then you see the opposite with the cortisol hormone. You see that it dropping very low at night so that you can be in a good state of rest, and then it slowly coming up in the morning time as well, as so that it can wake you up in the morning. Now, if your circadian rhythms are off, which we just talked about with the melatonin and those predictable sleep patterns and getting the eyes on the sun, then these levels are going to be off and you're not going to sleep as well. So another hormone is your growth hormone. Now, this is released while you sleep. This is crucial for your kids' development. This helps rebuild, recover, and keep your body strong. Now, increased stress levels affect the levels of this hormone as well. So by addressing the stress levels in your life, by going back to that sleep talk that we talked on stress and anxiety, can be helpful here as well. And then the last ones we're going to talk about are ghrelin, leptin, insulin, and then we're not going to talk a lot about prolactin, but these are your hunger hormones. Sleep helps balance your appetite, your blood sugar, your weight. Without good sleep, you end up being hungrier, you end up craving sugar, and your metabolism takes a hit. So allowing these hormones to do their job during sleep helps their normal function during the day as well. Now, the importance of sleep cannot be overstated here. Creating your nighttime routine, which we're going to talk about in a minute, will help you feel better. And if you already have a nighttime routine and you're still facing sleep challenges, then our rest and restore protocol may be right for you. We talked about this a little bit last week. So again, if you want to go back to that talk, you can see more information here. But our rest and restore protocol is an evidence-based listening therapy using Sonosia sound technology, helping to bring rhythm and restore that rhythm to the nervous system and to the body. And while both our Safe and Sound program and this is our brand new Rest and Restore program, they do require certified help. It's principles, which are auditory based, vagal stimulation, again, stimulating the nervous system, which then helps in turn help you get a better night's sleep. You can show how your nervous system can be reshaped. Your nervous system can be reshaped, giving you deeper, more restful sleep. And then all of those other hormones begin to fall like dominoes into play. So this may be right for you if you are struggling even more with some of this hormone imbalance affecting your sleep. So we're going to pause for a moment and talk about breathing and its relation to hormones. Have you ever noticed that before your period, you feel more anxious or like you can't catch your breath? Would you believe that that is hormonal too? Now, remember we talked about those different phases in the hormones. We had the follicular phase, and then we had ovulation right at the beginning of your cycle, and then the luteal phase, which is those final parts before the cycle begins again. So that's right before your period. Your progesterone levels increase, and it can cause you to take shorter, more shallow breaths. In other words, you're hyperventilating without realizing it. And that shallow, fast breathing mimics anxiety and disrupts your sleep. So one tool that has been a game changer for myself, my husband, and my clients is Buteyko breathing. It's all about breathing less, slow, light, and through the nose. Slow through the nose and slowly out through the nose. And light breathing. Now, this kind of breathing helps tell your nervous system that it's safe now. You can rest. Now, if you need to reset this and make this more of a lifestyle habit, our Buteyko Restorative Breathing Clinic may be right for you as well. And we talked about that a couple of talks ago when we talked about our snoring. Yes. Okay, I mentioned that I was going to give you access to our Fullscript supplement dispensary. Now, this is the dispensary that top naturopaths, chiropractors, other wellness practitioners like myself use to support their clients and their patients. And all members of Fullscript get a 10% discount. And today we're gifting you a 15% discount and free shipping on orders of $50 or more. And you can get a free Fullscript account with access to your favorite brands of bone broth or collagen protein, castor oil packs, creatine, breast health support, liver support, methylation. It also includes supplements that have been validated through third-party testing. If you follow me on Telegram, you've seen us talk about the dangers of purchasing on eBay, of Amazon, those places. You want to buy directly from the sources. So when you set up your free account, you're going to immediately have access to our protocol that we created just for this talk, including the melatonin that we talked about, the castor oil packs I'm about to mention, and our other hormone-based sleep support tools. And in September, we're going to do a deeper dive, like I mentioned before, into our hormones as well. And that talk, I'm going to also provide you with a complete perimenopause and menopause support protocol via our Fullscript supplement dispensary. So you can see that there. You can either scan the QR code, or I will give you the link below the video of where you can access that Fullscript dispensary. Okay, so let's talk about creating a routine. It starts in the morning with the sunrise. So a good sleep at night is going to start first thing tomorrow morning. It's going to start with bare eyes to the east at sunrise. Ideally, the most amount of skin that you can expose. Now, Nobody wants you to be going out naked. Now, maybe if you live out on 20 acres, not near anybody, you can do that. But ideally, the more skin that you can expose to the sunrise light in the morning, the best. Ideally, if you can do it closest to sunrise is best, but if you can get there at least even before 10 a.m. Take hormone balancing supplements. If you need to take melatonin, you can do that through our Fullscript dispensary. You can do our Serenity capsules as well. Sometimes we do these together depending on the body's needs. Tools like the magnesium glycinate. And then do 5 to 10 minutes of one of our Buteyko breathing exercises. Take 5 or 10 minutes to do an InnerVoice balancing harmonics or do a track from our Rest and Restore program. And then apply a castor oil pack to the liver. Yes, I thought I had a graphic of this, but I don't think I do. Apply your castor oil pack. You want to make sure that the castor oil is in a glass bottle because it will leach chemicals that you do not want. But the castor oil pack, let me see if I do have anything more about this. Maybe I don't. No, I don't see it. Okay. But the castor oil pack is going to bring balance to the cortisol levels within the body. You put the castor oil here, and I have all of this in our supplement dispensary protocol that we have for you. But you put the castor oil, you place it on the body, and you sleep with it at night. And then in the morning, you roll it up, and you store it in a glass jar for reuse. It will help you get an amazing night's sleep. So take a screenshot of that routine. This will help to begin to bring balance to the hormones. Now, I've mentioned in the last couple of, in our series, our InnerVoice scan sessions. I mentioned that as something that you can listen to for 5 to 10 minutes before you go to bed. These are normally $55. They're free all summer long until August 15th. You can use the code SummerSparkScan to redeem your scan. And how it works is you send a 12-second audio recording of your voice, and you receive back a 4-page comprehensive report of your bioenergetic field. And then you receive customized frequencies and a music overlay tailored to your unique emotional balance needs. Now, this is sound therapy based off the frequencies in your own voice. Using biofeed technology, your voice is scanned. Over 7,000 songs are then used to support the imbalances going on in your mind, your body, or emotions. And you can listen with headphones for 5 or 10 minutes or all day long if you prefer. But I love this as a tool to reset yourself as part of your nighttime routine for a great night's sleep. Now, these are just a few of some of our success stories from those using our wellness tools to address their hormone-based sleep challenges. And I mentioned before that we're going to do a deeper dive into our hormones. I'll also be including, I mentioned a peri and a menopause support protocol via Fullscript for exactly what you need to walk through this process with more ease. So this free talk is on Tuesday, September 2nd at 12 p.m. Just mark your calendar, and you can register by texting the word hormones to me at 832-509-5093, or you can just scan the QR code on your screen to text me that same information. Now, thank you guys so much for joining me for this sleep series. I'm going to see you back here next Monday, and we're going to be talking about leveling up your sleeping game with essential oils. So we're going to finally get a deeper dive, whether you are new to essential oils or whether you are a very seasoned user. You're going to walk away with some great tools for you to level up your game, that sleeping game with essential oils. And if you want text reminders of our wellness talks, You can scan the QR code on your screen there, or you can text the words Summer Talks to 832, that same number I mentioned, 509-5093. I really love being here with you guys. Thank you guys for joining me and helping us. We're both simplifying our lives with just 3 life essentials: our life, health, and spirit. I'll see you guys back here next week. Bye, everybody.